Ganesha Namaha. Vikram Samvat 2082. So, what is going to happen? The entire global political scenario, how the world will react to new changes, to new uh, presidents of the US, with the ongoing war going with Russia, Ukraine, and the US and the Yemen now, the Jews and the Palestine, with the taxation changes which the US government is doing, how the world will react to it. How would be the rains? What about the stock markets? What about the overall uh, ethos of the entire year? That we will try to understand through Vikram Samvat 2082. My friend, today is basically Chitra Padipat. In this presentation, we will try to understand about the following objectives. Yuga and Samvatsar. What is Yuga and what is Samvatsar? This Yuga is not the Kali Yuga or the Treta Yuga or the Sati Yuga. This is a different Yuga. What is Yuga and what is a Samvatsar? In 2082, Vikram Samvatsar, its name, who is the lord of the particular year, and the results. Then the Samvatsar chart we will discuss. We'll discuss about the lord of the year. We'll discuss about the results. Then we will go some finer and try to understand the celestial cabinets, like who is taking care of the defense, how will the defense, how will be the finance. So who is taking of the finance ministry, who's taking of the defense ministry, how the celestial cabinet is being formed, how the year will be governed, who is the lord of the year, everything we'll try to understand in this particular presentation. And also the lastly, the crucial months, when if some events will be happening, then what are the events and when it can happen. Those also we will try to understand. And lastly, the conclusion. 1 year or one transit of Jupiter or one ingress of Jupiter is called one Samvatsar. 60 such Samvatsar is actually the base of mundane astrology based on this 60 such Samvatsar of Jupiter. So that means the total duration of that particular, the cycle is like the 5 cycles of Jupiter of 60 years of 12 years each. And 60 is divided into three parts of 20, 20, and 20. The first part is it's the considered to be as Uttam, and it is ruled by Brahma. The second part by Vishnu, which is 20 to 40 years, and the last part by Rudra. Now, by this I mean is it's very simple to understand what is the Vikram Samvat of this particular year. Vikram Samvat is a calendar which actually it is a connection. Like even the Nepal government use the Vikram Samvat as an official calendar even today. So Vikram Samvat is about Vikramaditya, the Lord, the King Vikramaditya, actually the great King Vikramaditya, actually tracing back to his era. So that from there it is coming actually. So, whatever is the English year, like now it is 2025, you just need to add 57. Here I mentioned, you just need to add 57, then you get the Samvatsar year. So it is like 2025 plus 57 is 2082. So this is Samvatsar 2082. Now each Samvatsar, the 60-year cycle, which is divided into three parts of 20, 20, and 20. Like each this Samvatsar of the 60 numbers of Jupiter, this ingress has got its own name. Okay, has got its own name. So what is a name? So that is in this particular this currently what we have fallen today is Kal Yukta. And in the cycle of the 60 years, the 20, 20, and 20, we are in the last 20, which is in the Rudra Amsha, where the results are not good actually. It's not Adam results, that's it. So it will end in 2034. That means this particular 60-year cycle has started from 1974 and it is going till 2034. We are in the 52nd year of that particular 60-year cycle. So We are in the Rudra one. The name of the particular this Samvatsar is called Kala Yukta. The Samvatsar Lord is Ketu. Kala Yukta, like this particular name of the Samvatsar is Kala Yukta. The Lord is Ketu. Religion as well as radicalism may increase this one. Uh, I will show the Samvatsar chart in the ninth house Ketu is based. So religion, regarding religion, like, people harmonizing on religion, or even like getting to the extreme level of religionism also, which can turn into extremism. That can also happen. Uh, is a indications which happens when Ketu comes as the Samvatsara Lord. Religion fanatics will also be on rise. So you will hear more of a caste-based, religion-based activities that will be on the rise, but religion-based activities will also be done. There will be rain disparities, hence agriculture production disparities expected. However, the Hindi month Shravana, which is around July like that, will see excess of rains. So these are the standard interpretation what are given in the classical books, which we should know, like what are the indication of this particular year. Few places will see acute shortage of food prices, and there will be conflict between the government and the business communities on taxes and new rules. So like the Marwadis, the Sindhis in Bengal, the Shahas, so then the Baniks and all those Marwari or the all those business communities, there can be some kind of a indication, there's some kind of a like governmental and disparity, or discomforts maybe there. Prices of the cash crops like sugar canes, fruits productions, metal will be overall cheap, but cattle productions like milk, poultry, liquors also will see rises. So these are the general predictions which are there when the particular year becomes the Kalyukta lauded by the Ketu. So when we say now in I've heard this 2025, so 2 plus 2 plus 5, it is 9, so it is Mars. No, 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 no. Actually, Hindu, this calendar, Vikram Samvat has got the year as a specific lord. So in this particular thing, it is Ketu. So it's a specific lord. So in our case, it is actually Ketu who is actually will be ruling this entire year. Bird flu, contagious diseases like chicken pox can create some problem. So these are the predictions. Now let us see the Pravesh Kundali. Very carefully, you have to see the Pravesh Kundali. I will be highlighting few things here in this chart. The Lagna rising is basically Leo. I have kept the Ujjain, latitude and longitude where Raja Vikramaditya was there. So based on that, the Lagna is coming Leo. It has happened at 14:28 and 14 today, on 29th of March 2025. The Lagna Lord is Sun, and the Lagna Lord has gone to the 8th house. And it is today is also Surya Grahan. Today is also a Grahan. So the Lord which is rising is basically Sun, and Sun is having a Grahan in the 8th house with Venus, Mercury, and Rahu. And Saturn is also changing the house. In fact, it has changed by now. Changing the house today only. Saturn Amavasya is also today. So the day when it happens, basically the Varesh actually becomes the Lord of the Year. But in case when you are judging for the king, Lord of the Year, this the tithi which will prevail from the next sunrise, because it is after midday. So that tithi tomorrow, which when the sun will rise, will be Chitra Pratipada, and tomorrow is Sunday. So the Lord of the Year is Sun only. So that means the Leo Lagna rising, Sun is there in the 8th, and the Lord of the Year is also Sun, and the Vahana for this particular Samvatsar is horse. So what does it mean? So Lord of this year is Sun. So when sun is a lot of the year, then there is less rains because sun is a karak of Agni. Danger of disease to cattle, forest fires, or fires related crisis, senior leaders' death, death of senior leaders, and danger to theft. When the Vahana is horse, then the prediction is political disagreement, arguments, less rents, major inflation of prices in mandi. So that means the mandi pricing related, food related, there can be also a rise. Now here the most important thing is the sun is also participating in a Surya Grahan. The sun is falling. So in that case, the result of the sun will also have some danger attached to it. So that means the danger to a senior leader, the danger of a this particular this leadership or fall of a government is also an indications. The Pravesh Rashi is Leo. So when the Pravesh Rashi is Leo, it is mentioned that crops are poor in the east, but the last 5 months are good. Metals and fruits are expensive in the west. Danger of floods in the south. Excessive rains in the north. Revolt in the middle part in the first 5 months, and half of the year is prosperous. So that means the place like Bengal or like the eastern part of the world, or this, if you consider India, so Bengal, then Odisha and those, and Bihar, and those, not Bihar fully, but Bengal, Bihar, Odisha and Assam and those kind of places, the initial crops is not as per the sutrams are not showing that it is very going to be very good, but the last 5 months, that means the winter crops will be very good. Metals and fruits will be expensive in the West. So the West, these are all indications of for those who also invest in commodities, who invest in stocks, because these are the informations which are there. Then danger of floods in South. So South can have a flood, excessive rains in the north, especially in the month of Shravana. Revolt in the middle part, which is like the MP and the Chhattisgarh and those kind of places in the first 5 months, and in the first 5 months can happen. And the other is overall it is good. And the Pravesh Nakshatra, the particular when the solar this Vikram Samvat has happened, the Pravesh Nakshatra was Uttara Bhadrapada, which is growth and prosperity. So let us now understand the minister and cabinet. So, my friends, a king, he cannot perform on his own. So he needs a cabinet, a ministry to perform. Now, our Jyotish gurus have also given us the rules to identify who will be the cabinet ministers other than the Lord of the Kings. So I have explained this in a particular chart. There are 10 ministers in one cabinet for every samvatsar. So the Lord of the this particular year, who is a king of this particular year, is a Varesh of the Samvatsar Pravesh or the Shukla Pratipada. So he is basically the controller of the year. In this case, it is Surya. Now, when sun ingrays in the sign Aries, which generally happen in 14th April or 15th April, like that, when sun ingrays to this particular sign Aries, if a chart is cast, that day lord, that Varesh, becomes the mantri, who is the helper of the king. In this case, it is sun again, because it has also happened on Sunday. Then the weather and the rain minister. This is a very critical ministry because rain is actually like the 70% of the population. And during those days, in fact, regarding rain predictions, this is one of the finest wing of mundane astrology, where actually a Jyotish, like I at least try that where when you predict and you actually see whether rains are happening or not, it is a very good way of understanding the theory with the practicals, rain predictions. And it is also very critical. Why? Because 70% of the Indian population, directly or indirectly, are involved in agriculture. So when sun enters the Adra Nakshatra, that Varesh becomes the controller of the rain. In this case, it is Sunday and Surya again. When sun enters Cancer, when sun ingress the Cancer sign, that is the lord of the Kharif or summer crops, which in this cabinet has happened on Guruvar. So Guru is a lord. who will be the lord of the Kharif. Sun when enters Leo, that particular Varish becomes the defense and the home minister who controls the security, the internal as well as the the external securities. In this case, it is Sun again. Sun when enters Virgo, the day, the moment when it enters Virgo, that day Lord becomes a finance minister. This is Buddha, which is Makari, who is a controller of the finance banking sector. So seeing the performance of Buddha in the chart, what you have seen, you have to understand how Buddha will be performing, how the finance will be happening in this particular year. The day when Sun enters Libra, that day is basically the lord of the juices and cash crops. So in those days, it was sugarcane juices, as well as animal husbandry like ghee and byproducts. Okay, some Jyotish even consider the liquid petroleums and the liquors also in this particular segment. That is ruled by the lord of the juice and the cash crops, who is Shukra, which because it happened on Friday. Shukra. Sagittarius, the day when Sun enters, that is the lord of the winter crops. He's a controller of the winter crops. This is Mangala. So Mars is that lord. The day when Makar Sankranti happens, that particular day is the controller of the metals, mines, and commodities. So controller of iron, gold, silver, pricing, and everything. That is again Buddha. So Makari, so that means whoever interested in the stock markets and everything, he is a Buddha for this particular year performance, and the chart during the Vikram Samvat and the chart of the Capricorn Ingress gives the clue how Buddha will be performing in this particular year. Pisces, when Sun ingress to Pisces, that is the lord of the horticulture. He controls the vegetables, fruits, and the flower. That again is Sun. So what we're seeing is that out of all the cabinet ministry, 50%, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, is controlled by Sun this particular year. Two by Buddha. One is the metal and mines, and the other one is the finance ministry. One by Shukra, which is the juice and cash crops. One by Mangala, which is Rabi winter crops, and Guru for the summer crops. Lord of the Years, Sun have already predicted that the rain will be less, danger of disease, forest fire, fires-related crisis, senior leader death. This is where I will also highlight some assassination plots because Sun is in the Grahan, or some scandalous regarding the king. These are the also possibilities. Danger to theft. Now, when the Sun becomes the minister of the year, there is basically political disagreement, bitterness among the kings, fear from the kings, theft, disease, abundance of food and wealth also happens. Well, Sun becomes the weather and the rain minister when he enters the Adra Nakshatra. There is less rain, there is inflation, there are political differences, but good production of gram, barley, sugarcane, and rice, paddy. Summer crops, Guru is the Lord. So growth and prosperity, animal husbandry products will be also good. Defense Minister is Sun again. So here, if Defense Minister's Sun becomes the expectation of storms, excess rains, locust hazards, decision creating unrest and discomforts among citizens, divide and rule policies, new policies in legal systems. These are the things which shapes up. Finance Minister is Makari, who happens to be debilitated in this particular chart. So generally, it says that the fabric, cotton, ghee, and silver will see drop in price, but overall good. But since it is debilitated, so it can give the opposite result as well. Instead of a drop in price of the fabric, cotton, and ghee and silver, it can give a rise in the particular segment. The control of juice and cash crop is Venus. So good production is showing. So anyone investing in farming, if they invest in the particular cash crop like sugar canes and tobaccos and those kind of things, it is a very good time. This year will be supporting you. Winter crop minister Mangal shows that food availability will be good. Oil prices will, however, rise, and there can be danger from fire. So Sun is basically holding 50%. position in the cabinet. Okay, so the Minister of Commodities and Metals, where Buddha was a lord. So here what happens, the textile, metals like gold, silver, and gems will be expensive. Gold will be very expensive because Jupiter has gone Atichari. The speed of Jupiter has increased and it will be Atichari for the next 8 years. You will see that by the end of 8 years, even gold can cross 2 lakh rupees. So that is a very high possibility. Gold, Jupiter related like education expenses will rise like anything. Childbirth related expenses will rise like anything. So these are the higher studies related expenses will rise like anything. So these are the component will have a rise. Horticulture minister is again sun, and when sun is the horticulture minister, the entire lush green flowers and everything, very good floriculture, very good flowers, fruits will be in abundance and those kind of things. So winter is showing very good this giving a very good idea that the crops and the paddies and everything, the markets overall the confidence will be also good. We see that Sun holds 50% position in the cabinet and Mercury 2 position and the others have 1 each. The timing of major events in the Samvatsar. Now, you see, we have seen that this particular Samvatsar start with the Shani Amavasya, start with a Surya Grahan. So, there are chances of a few things which we will discuss. So, what are the timing of that events, when those sensitive events can occur? So this is Jagat Kundali chart when Sun embraced the sign Aries. So the minister of the year chart, like what we have discussed, Sun is 0 degree, as you can see. So that time, this particular chart, wherever the malefics are based, in this case, the third house malefics are based, seventh house malefics are based, debilitated Mars, ninth house malefic is based. So each sign from the Lagna is like 1 month. So this entire 12 months of the journey of Jupiter, this particular Samvatsar, the first house is the first month, the second house the second, third is the third. So the third month, the 7th month, and the 9th month will see some issues. What kind of issues? Third month means issues can be related to some kind of accidents and those kind of things, because third is the journey house and those kind of thing house. The Venus, Mars, and Mercury and Rahu and those kind of things are placed. So fraud scams can also happen. Airways related issues, like aeroplane related issues or journey related issues, some crisis, some calamities can also occur. This when 7th house comes, it is basically about, like in mundane astrology, about the foreign relationships. So for regarding some foreign relationships and problems can come. And the 9th is the legal system. A Ketu is there. So some constitutional changes or developments or something which will create some big news will happen in the month of this particular 9th month from the Samvatsar. So I have given the timing: June, July, October, November, and December, January. So I mentioned, June, July may see some accident, October, November may see some issues related to foreign policies, December, January may see some legal related news. So now to understand the Vikram Samvat 2082, let us, because you see, every 60 years, Saturn and Jupiter comes back to their original position from wherever they started. That's why in a life also the 60th year of any individual is a very, very vital time when you start again. Vimsattari Dashaka divided by 2. So what has actually happened 60 years back, that when the Saturn and the Jupiter were in the same Rashi and it was Kali Yuga, the same Samvatsara where the Lord was Ketu. Although the cabinet ministry and everything was different, but at least to get some information what has happened 60 years back, let us see. So Lal Bahadur Shastri, 1966, he was the second Prime Minister of India, and he mysteriously died. It was said he died out of heart attack. Then Indira Gandhi came to power. That was a very vital year in the Indian perspective. Homi Bhava, like the famous Bhava Institute of research. So Homi Bhava, there was a plane crash, which was a very big setback. Vinayak Sarvarkar also left in that particular year. Vietnam War with USA and Vietnam War was in full swing. Space research and competition between Russia and USA was in full swing. So space research was happening. Luna 10 was successfully put in the lunar orbits. In India, between the government of India and Nagaland, as Nagaland separatists, the extremist group of Nagaland, there was a major violence which took place called as the Lumding bombing incident. So that also happened. So retaliation against the Indian government. So this has happened. Now, considering the chart, the Vikram Samvat your chart, which we have explained, what may can happen? First of all, I've mentioned the Samvatsar Lagna Kundali is Leo, and on the same day, Surya Grahan solar eclipse is taking place. Lagna Lord placement in the 8th house and participating in a Grahan shows fall of government. Religious leaders, like financial or female related scandals are also possible. Even death to a top leader, religious head, major personality can take place. Dictatorship, मनमानी जिसको बोलते हैं, dictatorship, wrong judgment and punitive policies can happen. Although it's a sun of the year, but here the sun is with Rahu, which having a grahan, so he may take this type of action. These are the indications may be possible, which is coming out of the chart. Major events like seeing the last 60th year also and taking that idea as well as this planetary combination, aeroplane, ship crash, ship crash, because that combination has happened in Pisces, where the Venus and Sun and Rahu and Mercury were all there, and Saturn also joining. So aeroplane or ship crash, big financial scams, because Venus is retro, Mercury is debilitated with Rahu and Sun. So major financial scam can take place. Forest fires and tornadoes can take place. Undersea exploration is a chance where we may see some development. Fake medicine rackets, smuggling, high society prostitution racket, and border related aggression can also take place. Border related aggression means when Sun is with Rahu and it is with Venus, the Earth, and Mercury. What happened? The Pisces is also the border sign. So you have seen, sometimes China say this is my part of the world, but my part of the country. Then the other country will say this is my place of the country. So border disputes. So border disputes can take place. These are the issues. Pisces is also the sign. The Kashmir is actually denoted by Pisces. So, and India's this Republic Day chart is also denoted by Pisces. So these are the issues which may come. Uh, the 6th, 8th, and 12th, especially the 8th house sign. So it is said that from the Vikram Samvat, the 8th house, which is like in this case is particularly your Pisces, that particular Rashi, whichever country's Lagna it is there, like Pisces Lagna of whichever country, like in India, it is Taurus for the Independence Day chart. But for the Republic Day chart, India's Lagna is basically Pisces. So basically, whichever country's Lagna fall as Pisces will see some changes, some problems of similar kinds will come in those countries. So that is also connected to India. That is number one. Number two, the same results are expected from those countries which have seen Surya Grahan today, which includes Canada, Greenland, United States, UK, Ireland, Africa, France, and Germany. Also, places represented by sun, like every planet also represents a few places, like sun denotes Kalinga, sun denotes Magadh, sun denotes East, sun denotes Japan as well. So those places will also see the impact. Some of the impact, some of the negativity or the positivity or prominence will be seen on those places. For the individuals, except the Makar Lagna, this Jatak, who has got Leo in as the 8th house, and the this particularly Virgo Lagna Jatak, who has got Leo as the 12th house. For others, it is not going to be creating a problem. Lastly, the Moon Venus participation in the eclipse Rashi also denotes major fluctuation in shares. Moon, Venus, and Rahu is also a combination of liquors, addictions, and Sun is also there. So that means regarding liquors and those kind of like even sweet juices and like all those kind of liquid kind of perfumes and those kind of things will have fluctuation in pricing. Okay. Jupiter, since it will be Atichari, so related to Jupiter, all the items like yellow items like gold, then sugar canes, sweet is Jupiter, sugar cane, gur will be on the rise. Education and food pricing will also, there will be an inflation. So these are the overall possibilities which can come. So this is about this particular video, and majorly like the combination of a solar eclipse is like coinciding with this particular thing is not very promising with Vikram Samvat. And one thing, Donald Trump Lagna is also Leo, and the Vikram Sambat actually is basically Leo. So Leo. So as you can see, the Vikram Sambat is Leo, and Donald Trump is also Leo. So you will see that there's a very high possibility that Sri Donald Trump and America will have all the major whatever I have mentioned here. Although India will also have some, also have many. In fact, in the government sector also there is a very a major changes can come since it has gone to the eighth house. So, but US will have a very big prominence in this particular year. So that is with time we will see how it shapes up, and that's it. And hope you have understood the video. For any question, you may connect me or let me know. Just a moment. So thank you, and have a nice day. Happy Vikram Samvat. Happy Gudi Pada.